I swear, where did I put... What the heck? E.T., what are you doing with the good NES games?
Why do you have that? Whoa! I guess we're talking about Hotline Miami today.
This year we saw an end to a beloved gaming franchise, Hotline Miami. Hotline Miami presented us with a chaotic world full of mystery and betrayal. In this game, the organization 50 Blessings is in charge of the Hotline, which calls people to do horrid acts of violence against the Russian mob. But what makes seemingly good people cracked and act out in such violence? Today, on the New Age Gamers, we are going to dive into the blood-soaked streets of Miami and learn about the mental states of the mass murderers who worked for 50 Blessings. Oh, and by the way, spoilers.
In order to figure out what is wrong with the masked murderers, we need to look into who these people are. The known operatives for 50 Blessings are Jacket, Richter, Jake, Carl, Scar, Earl, and Jones. What all of these operatives have in common? They all wear animal masks. There is nothing in the organization of 50 Blessings that say that operatives need to wear a mask. So why do they? We're going to need to dive into each one of these operatives' stories to understand the masks.
We can't gather much information from Earl and Carl because both operatives are dead when Jacket reaches them. Jones, however, is an interesting person to examine. In the original Hotline Miami level Full House, Jones is found under a sewer grating, mortally wounded. When Jacket finds Jones, Jones rambles on about how nothing is real, that the phone calls, the murders, and the crimes were just a bad dream. He soon expires and Jacket takes his mask. Now, let's break this apart a bit. Jones can't tell what is real and what isn't. He has been mortally wounded and losing a lot of blood, so thinking that everything could just be a lie might be a reasonable conclusion to his mental functions not working. But what if Jones was right in his own mind? Everything was a lie, and according to him, he was living a dream. He is not able to tell what is real and what is imaginary. Jones might be suffering from schizophrenia. This would explain his choice of words. An interesting side note in our venture into the Hotline.
Scar is a very brief character in the story. He is visited by the biker when he is looking for answers behind the phone calls. Biker attacks Scar and demands a way out of the organization. Scar directs him to the Blue Dragon, a restaurant which holds some answers to who is making the phone calls. After this, Scar is never seen again, but he is overall not important, except for his mask. It is the Aubrey mask, which is the same one Martin Brown wears in the Midnight Slasher movie presented in Hotline Miami 2, but we will get to that in a few minutes.
Jake is one of the most morally questionable characters in the game. He is a racist and neo-Confederate. He is, however, one of the few characters who figures out the true meaning of 50 Blessings. He has blind faith in that organization, so much that when he figures out too much, one of the members set up an almost impossible mission against the Russian mob, and if he survives, he is set up to be shot. This blind faith is his downfall.
Richter is a character whose overall perception changes throughout the series. In the original Hotline Miami, Richter is sent to kill Jacket and his girlfriend. He succeeds in killing the girlfriend, but not Jacket. However, in the origin story in Hotline Miami 2, he's shown as a timid young man who takes care of his sick mother and is under the threat of 50 blessings, blackmailing him to do their dirty work. This is fine background information, but we need to get to his events of December 28th, 1991, or as fans of the series call, Doomsday. Before he is vaporized by a nuclear blast, he looks over at his mother and sees Richard, the murderous incarnation of Jacket. He imagines having a conversation with Richard before the blast wipes him out. Richter has schizophrenia, much like Jones.
The last operative that wears a mask is Jacket. He wears several masks throughout the series. He also commits the most murders in the series, bringing down the head of the Russian mob. As one plays as him in the original Hotline Miami, he has moments where he imagines people and things that are not there, such as the meetings with Richard and the other masks, or seeing his former squad member from the Hawaiian conflict, Beard, working at various convenience stores around Miami. The problem with this is that Beard died when San Francisco was leveled in a nuclear exchange on April 3rd, 1986. Once again, we have another character seeing people and things that are not there. Jacket has schizophrenia.
This is alarming to think about. All of the characters who worked for 50 Blessings, other than Jake, who was profoundly too loyal for his own good, have mental illnesses. 50 Blessings took these people who had these delusions and warped them into killers. So now we know how 50 Blessings found these people. But the next question is, even if the killers are schizophrenic, why are they still killing? That answer is easy. Anthropomorphism. When a 50 Blessings operative puts on the mask, they stop becoming the person they were and they take on the identity of the mask. Jacket turns into Richard and does not feel regret because Richard is committing the crimes rather than Jacket. This is a great example of anthropomorphism.
Now, I know what you're thinking. What about the other people who wear the masks, like the fans or Martin Brown? Well, explaining the fans is a bit easier than you might think. The fans are simply bored. They kill for fun. They want their 15 minutes of fame. They are never contacted by the 50 Blessings. The Jacket murders are the inspiration. In fact, all they happen to be are copycat killers.
Martin Brown's story is a bit more complex to figure out. He is a washed-up actor who expects the movie Midnight Slasher, based on the exaggerated murders of Jacket, to be his comeback film. Brown wears the Aubrey mask previously seen in the original Hotline Miami worn by Scar, thus giving him the connection to the murders. He really gets into his role as a murderer. This is where things get dark. He fantasizes about being one. We get to see one of Brown's dreams, at which he talks about his joy of killing other people. This is very interesting from a psychologist's viewpoint because it verifies Sigmund Freud's thought about why we dream. Freud thought dreams function as wish fulfillments, and unconscious thought governed by the pleasure principle. Brown was perfect for his role because he would be a murderer and be part of Hotline if he was not a Hollywood actor. So his next greatest thing he can do is fantasize about the murders in his dreams.
Overall, 50 Blessings use people not to help rid America from the Soviet threat, but rather commit mass murder, which would destabilize relations, causing a nuclear war between the two superpowers. Hotline Miami stands as a testament of who you should really trust and what is their alternative agenda. And on that note, this is Brody and the New Age Gamers wishing you a great day.